Fire number 1. Here they come off turn number 4. Another Saturday night of short track racing action at the Big A. Takes the green flag. 4-time winner Robert Gordon on the outside of the front row, but he's had mechanical problems the last couple of weeks. Takes the lead off the top of the racetrack, working the rim down the backstretch. Gordon shows the way. Drake in car number 3 is on the inside. Side-by-side racing right behind him as Don Franklin tries to move up with the 69. The 3 plugs that hole right in front of him, and that opens up a line on the inside of the racetrack for Jason McClatchy in car number 70. Robert Gordon took the H2O almost right up against the wall off of turn number 1, an extreme high line. That's where Dave Drake is right now off of turn number 2. He might have got pinched up that way a little bit, got the right side tires off the back of the backstretch rather, and he is going to fall 3 or 4 positions back in the field all the way to 6th. Out front, it's Robert Gordon again working that extreme high line around the racetrack, but it's working for him. He gets good bite around the top of the speedway, and he pulls away from second-place runner Joe Warren in the 13, who's on the inside. Jason McClatchy in car number 70 works on the outside of the track. They're side-by-side racing for second, and that way as well for the 4th spot. Give it to Kevin Booten in car number 25. He'll go to the 4th position and now take 3rd away from Jason McClatchy as Booten's 25 is hooked down on the bottom of the track. The 13 of Joe Warren goes to the top of the backstretch. Here comes the 25 of Booten down to the inside into turn number 3. Robert Gordon pulling away in the H2O. Got a couple of bad weeks, but he's got it hauling tonight as we are halfway in this first qualifier. Booten uses the inside to take second away from Joe Warren, but here comes the Freihofer 13 back after him on the top of turn 2. And down the backstretch, Booten starts to pull away for that second spot. Warren tries to hang with him on the top. They run side by side to turn number 4. Right behind him, it's the 69 and the 70 running side by side for the 4th position. The leader is Robert Gordon with the H2O. Kevin Booten's 25 running second. Joe Warren putting up a good fight for that second spot, not giving it away easily. 4th is Don Franklin in car number 69. Jason McClatchy has fallen back to 5th. Here they come off of turn number 4, and there's 2 laps to go for Robert Gordon. Robert Gordon working a real high line all around turns 1 and 2, but it's a line that has worked well. Kevin Booten, who is a fast runner, defending track champion in this division, has not been able to cut into that lead. Gordon works a middle line through 3 and 4 as he takes the white flag. A little bit of a lower line that time for the H2O car. Booten in car number 25, still in that second spot. Joe Warren running 3rd as they run single file spots 2 through 5. Here comes your winner off of turn number 4. Checkered flag is out. It's going to be Robert Gordon with the H2O. Racing to 2nd, it is Kevin Booten. Joe Warren is 3rd. Don Franklin 4th. Jason McClatchy is 5th. 6th will go to Dave Drake in car number 3. From Fairfax, Vermont. Then the 7 tonight, driven by Lonnie Rivers. Lonnie's from Cadyville. Then it's the 2 for Metalman. He's from Clayburgh. And again, Bordeaux will fall to the rear of the field with the 08. So the green flag is out. The 86 of Rick Donor moved into that point position on the inside, but he's getting passed left and right. The 357 on the top, the 22 on the inside. Good start for Curtis Seymour Jr. in the 357. He's got the lead running at turn number 4, and along the front stretch, he'll lead lap number 1. Rob Favreau at the line had the nose for the second spot. Rick Donor fighting back on the outside with car number 86. Right behind Favreau is car 11. That is Lance Rabtoy. Rabtoy with a Culligan 11 car was the winner last time out. He's also moved up in the point standings. Now sitting 2nd in the points, 20 behind point leader Kevin Booten, who we saw in the first qualifier. So it's Curtis Seymour in the 357 showing the way. And then it's the 22 of Rob Favreau, the 11 of Lance Rabtoy, trying to work underneath that 86 of Rick Donor. He'll take 3rd off of 2. Donor runs 4th. 5th is Josh Allen in car number 10. Then it's Lonnie Rivers in the 7 car. He is running 6th in closing. And then it's Josh Terry in car 43. Terry fading back a bit. That car's been running strong for him of late, but not up to speed, it seems, at least in this qualifier. Curtis Seymour Jr., car 357 with a 2-car length advantage off of turn number 2. Rob Favreau, that 22 car, works on the outside. And here comes Lance Rabtoy, car number 11, plugging the hole down to the inside. He's going to try to take 2nd off of turn number 4. That's where that car ran very well last week, and that's where he is picking up spots this week as well. The 11 car goes to the 2nd spot. Favreau falling back to 3rd and maybe 4th as Rick Donor has gone to the inside of Favreau's 22. He had 3rd off of turn number 2, but now Favreau comes back after him on the outside. Lance Rabtoy closing quickly onto the back bumper of the 357 of Curtis Seymour Jr. His lead is a car length and a half at the start-finish line. Rabtoy running in the 2nd spot. Rick Donor runs 3rd. Rob Favreau in the 22 running in the 4th position. Then it is Josh Allen in car 10 running in 5th. And it's a gap back to the 7 car of Lonnie Rivers, who is 6th. 7th is Josh Terry in car 43. And then Metal Man and the 08 having a battle at the back of the pack. 2 laps to go for the 357. Working a middle high line off of turn number 2. That opens up room for car 11. Here comes Lance Raptoy trying to get there. Raptoy to the inside of turn number 3. It'll be almost even off the 4th turn as they race down the front stretch to the white flag. Down at the stripe, it's still the 357 by inches. Almost a dead heat at the line. The 11 surges to lead in turn number 2. Tries to clear him off turn number 2. He will as he goes to the top. 357 looks down to the inside as they race to turn number 3. He backed out of it to the 3rd turn. Lance Raptoy sideways into turn number 4. Room down on the inside. Checkered flag is out. It's going to be Lance Raptoy with the win. Curtis Seymour Jr. 2nd. Rick Donor 3rd. Rob Favreau 4th. 5th goes to Josh Allen. 6th will be Josh Terry. 7th goes to Lonnie
Richner. Hernandez lead him down the front stretch. Green. Flag is out. Richner gets the jump on the inside. He's going to lead him in through turn 2 and up the backstretch the first time. As Hernandez drifts a little bit high, and he's going to fall 5, 6, now 7 spots. 3 wide action into turn 3 as they all scramble looking for that number 2 spot as Scott Richner comes by to lead lap number 1. They continue the 3 wide battle down the front stretch. Bradley running in the number 2 spot. Right now in the 3rd spot, it's Josh Laporte's 45. The King runs 4th in the 20. He's right alongside the 22 of Chad Collins. Josh Leclerc trying to pick up a spot on the inside in the 7 car. He'll move alongside Collins, and they'll battle now for the number 5 spot. Up front, Scott Richner leads the way. The Bushies Auto Repair number 21 has led from the start. 2nd spot, Bradley taking a look at the outside. Backs jaw off just a bit. That allows the 20 of LaFountain and the 45 of Laporte to close in. Mini Modifieds are halfway. Richner running that middle line, opens up a door on the inside for the 45 of Laporte. It's still Richner up front, but he's got Laporte on the inside and Bradley on the outside as they're 3 wide into turn 3. Josh Laporte sticks his nose in front at the bottom of the racetrack, and here comes Josh Leclerc trying to follow him through in the 7. Leclerc is going to go to 2nd. And LaFountain may take that 3rd spot away. The King's going to go to 3rd, and Richner's back to 4th. Now Leclerc looks to the inside of Laporte as they battle into turn 3. Laporte, your leader. He drifts high, and here comes Leclerc zooming by on the inside for the lead. White flag is out. Josh Leclerc on the inside, Josh Laporte on the outside. Up the back stretch the final time. It's a car length advantage for the 7 of Leclerc. Laporte coming right back on the outside to stick a nose in front, but here comes Leclerc right back on the bottom. They come off turn 4. They'll be side by side. Down the stretch they come at the line. Laporte to win it all. 2nd spot goes to the 7 of Josh Leclerc. The King finishes 3rd. Scott Richner come off turn 4, ready to start. Qualifier number 2 for the minis. 3 wide to the green, and Chris LeVere is going to quickly take the lead from the outside. LeVere started inside row number 2 and grabbed the lead by the time they got to turn 1. Eric Sales right there in the 47. He's got the inside line as LeVere tries to shut the door. Well, Sales 47 tries to stick his foot right back in it. Butch Hendry says, don't try that again.
4 wide in turn 1.
3 wide action now, 4 wide as they come off turn 1 in a battle for that number 4 spot. Clark 77, Woodward's 43. Guess what? The 47 tried it again. Nice job by the 4 of LeVere to hang on. Eric Sales 47 off the pace and at the back of the pack.
47.
Chris Clark is your new leader. Chris LeVere, though, is a man on a mission. 3 wide inside. LeVere tried to get the lead, but Clark said no. Those two have had their battles as this 2011 campaign has waged on. Chris Clark in the 77 leads the way. Chris LeVere is 2nd, a car length and a half behind. Speedy Brissett, Josh Lavarnway battle for the number 3 spot as Malcolm Woodward kicks up the dirt on the backstretch. Clark got a little bit sideways into that number 3 turn, but hangs onto it. LeVere maintains the 2nd spot, although now he's going to pull outside. LeVere on the outside of the 77 as the 03 of Brissett. He looks to move up as well. The 43 Malcolm Woodward off the pace. He's headed back to the garage area. Now on the outside, Chris LeVere is going to try and grab the lead. Chris Clark's going to try to come right back on the bottom of the racetrack. White flag is out. LeVere's your leader.
That was too easy.
Chris LeVere just drives right on by Clark. Back into the number 2 spot, but the yellow flag is going to come out because Malcolm Woodward's 43 did not make it back to the garage area. He's come to a halt at the entrance to pit road. All right, ready for a start. 5 down, green, white checkers coming up. Back to the green. Nice start for that inside line. Chris LeVere's number 4 grabs the lead once again. Speedy Brissett trying to follow him through, but Chris Clark says, not yet. Clark moves back into that number 2 spot on the outside, and now Justin Donor looks to the inside of Speedy as he wanted to take that 3rd spot away. Now the white flag will be out. There'll be 1 to go. LeVere, your leader. Chris Clark right now looks content to be running in that number 2 spot. Remains a car length behind. He thought about giving him a tap, but he backed off. Wiser heads prevail. Checkered flag out. Chris LeVere wins. Chris Clark second. Speedy Brissett finishes 3rd. The 23 of
Reed and Christopher. There's a nice slow pace in 3. Now Doritas picks it up. Here they come off of 4. Watch the action. Green flag. Right down into turn number 1. Look at Wickham on the outside. Here comes Scanlon working hard with Samet for 3rd. They're side by side down the back chute. TC already wants to work from the back to the front. He goes high at the backside of Mike Lichty. Up front, leading the first lap, it's going to be Wickham, followed by Doritas. Down into turn number 1. Close action there between the 78 and the 88. That's Samet and Scanlon. 3rd and 4th. Here comes TC underneath Rich Reed. Disposes of him and moves into 5th. 1 more spot, and he's got his handicap. Can Scanlon hang on to 4th? He's struggling a little bit out there tonight. Didn't get a whole lot of practice. Got here late to the racetrack. Meanwhile, watch a battle setting up for 2nd place now. Says Samet dives to the inside of the 66. They're side by side off of turn number 4. Watch them now. The yellow and white car shoot down the front stretch into turn number 1. It's Samet and Doritas. Samet takes over 2nd. Doritas drops to 3rd. Now here comes Teddy Christopher. He's gotten by the 88. He's looking for the rookie of Doritas, and look at him close through 3 and 4. TC in the Clyde Boost Silver Bullet shoots into turn number 1. He's right on the rear nerf bar of Doritas. Now he looks to the high side. Up front, it's still Wickham. Samet in 2nd. We're 5 laps in, 5 to go. This time by the stripe. Christopher underneath Doritas clean, and he takes over 3rd. Watch Teddy Christopher. There's still enough time for TC to march to the front. Remember, though, he does not want to abuse his tires. They have to start the feature on the tires that they qualify on. Up front, there's a battle for the lead. It's Samet to the inside of Whitcomb. Samet down low. Wow, that didn't take long. Mark Samet from London, Ontario, moves into the lead past Whitcomb. Here comes Teddy Christopher now, the Plainville, Connecticut resident. Looks all over the back end. Looks low off of 4. Whitcomb feeling the pressure of the Wayland Modified Tour champion. Here comes TC. Nice move off of turn number 2. Side by side into 3, and TC moves to 2nd. 2 more laps to go, this time by Mark Samet, your leader, in the Wells Foundry car. Teddy Christopher driving the Morello Racing Engines car, and certainly that engine's putting down some horsepower tonight. Over 850 horsepower for each of these super modifieds. White flag flies for Mark Samet. Samet shoots into turn number 1. TC is closing, but I don't think he's got enough time, and he might be all right with 2nd place in this heat race. Meanwhile, back in 3rd is the number 9, and they're coming out of 4 across the stripe with Samet as your winner. Christopher 2nd, Wickham 3rd. Doritas hangs on to the handicap spot for 4th. Scanlon 5th. Reed, their nose to tail, side by side. Here they come now through 3 and 4. Watch them off a corner. Green flag. Down the front chute, side by side, still into turn number 1. Good battle for the lead. Watch now, row 2 as well. Timmons and White. Timmons gets a jump now, moves into 3rd. Up front, Seitz takes the lead. Timmons wants to go by the 97. He's right there right now. Oh, they bump off of 4. Action on the speedway. Wow, nice job by Jamie Timmons to gather it up there. That was close. As Timmons, and Timmons has problems now. Here comes Summers underneath. Watch the 27. Looks like something could be amiss with that car after the bump. Up front, it's Seitz. Ben Seitz with a lead. Danny Lane in 2nd. Paul White from Temple, Texas in 3rd. Robbie Summers for all of the problems that he had today. And we've got issues on the backstretch. Dawson slowing into turn number 3. Dawson in the Reed Salvage 28 comes to a stop high on turn number 3. The veteran Supermodified. Mary Lou or Annie, they'll give you a free ticket, and you could go home a winner tonight. Looking for the win tonight is Ben Seitz. He's on the point. He takes the green flag, and we're back to racing at Airborne. Look at Robbie Summers on the outside of Paul White in that Sweet 16. Wow, White drifts a little high. Watch him now, wheel to wheel into turn number 3. Summers in the JWJ, number 35, gets a bit of an advantage and moves past. Here comes Purley now. Purley has to tuck back in. He waits till turn number 1 to go to the outside of White. Wants to make sure that White knows he's there so White can give him a little bit of room. Up front, Ben Seitz moving away from the rest of the pack on this one. Danny Lane hangs on in second. Summers in third, and well, Purley's up to fourth. And that doesn't mean much because with his handicap and as good as he is, he'll start no better than 12th in the feature. We're halfway home, 5 in, 5 to go. Here in heat race number 2. Lane doing a good job out there. Had a good run last night at Oswego until they had engine problems. They worked until 3 o'clock this morning fixing that engine, thanks to Jimmy D's in Syracuse, New York, for helping them out. Look at Chris Purley shooting down underneath Rocket Rob Summers. The Rally Rocket and Rocket Rob battle off of turn number 2. They're wheel to wheel down the back chute into turn 3, and the Rocket shoots by into third position. Here comes Summers back now low. Rob Summers working good on the bottom side. Danny Lane hangs on to second way out front. It's Bourne, Massachusetts. Ben Seitz. 2 laps to go in this one. Seitz with the big lead. Lane in second. Purley in third. And now Purley pulls away from Summers a little bit and goes to work on the 97. White flags out for Seitz. Watch the battle for second over turn number 4. Purley down low. Now he tucks into the rear Nerf bar. Here he comes off of turn number 4. 2, excuse me, I'm all excited as we got a leader coming out of turn number 4. It's going to be Ben Seitz with the win, but the battle's not over for second. Purley goes high and around. High side and wide. Danny Lane, holy smokes. Well, it's Jeff Locke. Russ Wood, your defending champion. Outside of him, then rounding out the field, it's Ray Vales and Jedrzak. Green flag flies, and wow, a wild start there as they shuffled him through, going down into turn number 1, almost looking for 3 wide. Russ Wood thinks twice about that as a 37 of Locke shoots by Danny Bose. The Byfield Bullet drops to third. Here comes Timmy J on the outside of your reigning champion, but the reigning champion says, nah, I'm not going to let that happen. I moved to the inside of Dan Bose. And he's about to dispose of him as he goes by in a third place. Russ Wood now in third. Up front, it's still Dugan with the lead. Locke in second. Fourth place belongs to Bose. He's trying to hold off the 5-time MSA champion, Tim Jedrzak. Timmy J, they call him. And look at Timmy J get the run off of 2. He looks to the inside. Not enough time to get wheel to wheel. He wants to make sure Bose knows he's there. Bose giving him a little bit of room, not too much. Trying to hang on to that 4th position. Look at the battle up front for the lead right now off of turn 2. Jeff Locke to the inside of Dugan. Down into turn number 3. It's close. Keep an eye on them. They both spun out in practice. They keep it straight now off of 4. And Locke takes the lead with Wood moving to second. Dugan drops to third. Bose hanging on to 4th. Just by a hair over the blue 32 of Jedrzak. This time by the stripe. We're halfway home. 5 in. Just 5 more quick circuits to go. Your leader, Jeff Locke. Second place, Russ Wood. Third, Dugan. The battle's now on for 4th as Jedrzak has pulled right to the rear Nerf bar. Going into the corners. Watch how much deeper. The 32 goes in. Here they come off of 4 now. Dugan has dropped back some. Bose has started to reel him in. Jedrzak looks high, way high as Dave Dugan off of turn number 2. Holy smokes. He was almost out in the dirt there. Another bad push. Wow, that car is evil out there right now, and that was close between the 18 and the 51. Jedrzak doesn't know where to go. He wants to go to the high side of the 18. The 18 wants to go to the low side. 2 laps to go this time by the stripe for your leader, Jeff Locke. Wood hanging on a second. Look at the battle off of 4. Wow, what a move by Bose. Jedrzak on low or up high, and he goes by. Now he's watching. Wow, that Jimmy D's horsepower showing right there underneath the 51 of Dugan. Dugan has to fix the handling on that race car before the feature. White flag flies, and Locke has a big lead over Wood. Jedrzak moves to third. Now the battle's on for the final handicap spot as your leader comes out of 4th. For the win, it's Jeff Locke. Home under the checkers first. Russ Wood in for second. Third place, Jedrzak, and right at the line, Dugan holds on over Bose. Man, oh man.
6 laps the distance in this qualifier. Off turn 4, the field picks it up. Green flag is out, and it's a good start for Travis Sherman in the 21. He quickly jumps to the lead from his outside pole starting spot as they're 3 wide up the backstretch. O'Neill gets punted into the bunker, but he does a nice job getting back. Look at this, 6 wide into turn 3. Can you believe it? Holy cow. Up front, Travis Sherman and Tyler Brissett have pulled away from what was a 6 across battle for the 3rd spot. The 77 goes for a spin at the top of turn 2. Trying to get it refired. Not going to happen. And the yellow flag will come out. 24 car has also gone around up at the top of turn 3. So 1 down, 5 to go. Bombers ready to go back at it. Sherman, Brissett, row 1, back to the green. Tyler Brissett doing a good job of sticking right with the 21 car as they head up the backstretch. It's Sherman, your leader, the 21. Brissett second. Curtis LeGrave Jr. has worked himself up to the number 3 spot, and he's quickly going to go to second. John Michael Brissett in the 14 will move through as well. He wants to take that 3rd spot away from Tyler Brissett. JMB on the inside now sticks a nose in front for the number 2 spot as he challenges Curtis LeGrave Jr. Josh Dervage on the inside moves up in the 88 car. O'Neill caught in the far outside. Signs right there in the middle. They're 3 wide once again coming off the 4th turn to the halfway point. Sherman is your leader in the 21. Brissett is second. And the 72 of the is third. Rob is enjoying himself far too much in here. Dervage on the move on the inside in the 88 car. He's going to try to take that 4th spot as he battles Tyler Brissett in the 8 ball. Dale O'Neill is 6th. Followed by Rob Sines in 7th. Tyler Crary is 8th. Jason Branham 9th. The 74 car is 10th, a driver we do not have. The Joyal 58 heads back to the garage area. Tyler Brissett in trouble with the 8 ball. He's going to bring it back out on the track, but not before he goes for a Dukes of Hazzard style right off that 2nd turn. Checkered flag is in the air. Look who wins it. Travis Sherman in the 21. John Michael Brissett finishes 2nd. 3rd spot to Josh Dervage. Curtis LeGrave Jr. 4th. Dale O'Neill finishes 5th. So a good job by Travis Sherman coming back.
From Clayburgh, it's Middleman in the 2. From Dannemora, it's Andrew Bordeaux in the 08. And shotgun the field from West Shazy, Freeman Sawyer in car number 51. That's the field. 25 laps the distance. Here they come off turn number 4. Green flag is out. They run door-to-door into turn number 1. Joe Warren pushing up the track, taking Rob Favreau with him. Problems in turn 1 and 2, and the yellow flag is out. Have already picked up a checkered flag this season. The first 3 cars, though, all looking for their first of the year, and a couple of them their first career victories as the green flag is out. Curtis Seymour works the inside to the lead off of turn number 2. Rick Donor working the rim in the 86. Right behind the 357 in line, it's Don Franklin with the 69 as they run side by side, door to door around the racetrack. Lonnie Rivers trailing smoke off the 7 car in turn number 4. He seems to be running at speed, though. Might have been some contact or perhaps a tire rubbing with that number 7 car. Out front is the 357 of Seymour. Here comes the 69 of Don Franklin to the inside of Donor's 86 for the 2nd spot. Donor fights back on the outside and almost draws even at turn number 4, but it's still the Big Daddy Don Franklin off of 4, but Donor gets a good run, and he was still in 2nd at the stripe. Curtis Seymour shows the way. Rick Donor, another good run off turn number 2. Look at him go. He clears the 69, and he's back to 2nd. He can run whatever line he wants to. Nice job by Rick Donor hanging on to that 2nd spot. The 69 of Franklin drifts very high in turn number 4. Might lose a spot now to Robert Gordon, who's on the move. The H2O is looking to take 3rd away from that 69 car, and I believe he's going to do it off 2. There goes Gordon to 3rd. Franklin back to the 4th spot. Running in 5th is last week's winner, Lance Raptoy, in car number 11. 6th, it's Jason McClatchy. 7th is Rob Favreau. 8th is current point leader Kevin Booten, a defending track champion, in car number 25. Running in 9th is Josh Terry in the 43, and in 10th it's Dave Drake. Perhaps a move for the lead by Rick Donor off turn number 2. Seymour continues to work the higher line. Donor in car number 86. The defending champion, well, not defending, but he is the champion last year in the mini-modified division. He won all kinds of races in the mini-modified, looking for his first career victory in the Renegade division, and he's moving through in turn number 2. Rick Donor to the lead off turn 2. The 357 fights back on the outside. Throw a blanket on the top 3 cars. It's the 86, the 357, the H2O as they race into turn number 4. Off 4 down the front stretch. Down to the stripe. Contact off turn number 4. It was the 86 by about 2 feet at the line. 357 are trying to hang with him. The H2O just off the back bumper of the 86. It's Donor, Seymour, and Gordon still the blanket on top of them as they race to turns 3 and 4, and Lance Raptoy trying to get there as well. Donor showing the way as he finishes the pass off turn number 4. Here comes Gordon on the inside. That inside line coming to life as Gordon looks to grab second away from Curtis Seymour. Lance Raptoy watches that move, and he thinks about trying to get down to the inside as well with car number 11. But it's Seymour in the 357 who'll pull it down to the inside right in front of Raptoy, hanging on to the 3rd spot. Raptoy runs in position number 4 with the 11 car. Running in 5th, it's Don Franklin with car number 69. Rick Donor in the 86 shows the way, but the H2O with a good run off turn number 2 gets the nose underneath as they're in the middle of the backstretch going to 3. Here comes the H2O of Gordon. Donor in car number 86 trying to hang on to that lead, takes it right up against the wall off turn number 4. Down to the stripe, it's still Donor by 2 feet. But Gordon has that inside line working for him tonight. He'll take the lead over in turn number 2. Donor in the 86 tries to fight back and grab it back away from him into 3. It's still Gordon in the lead as they race to 3. Gordon's got the nose out in front. Here he comes off of turn number 4. The inside line comes to life for Robert Gordon, leading now by 5 feet. The 86 of Donor trying to stick with him on the outside. Lance Raptoy in car number 11 working to the inside of the 357 car for 3rd. Side by side racing for the lead. Side by side racing for the 3rd spot. Raptoy in car number 11 trying to surge to 3rd. The H2O trying to finish the pass of the 86. Donor's not going away without a fight. Gordon had the lead by half a car length at the start-finish line. Donor hanging on the top, but now Gordon with another good run on the inside off turn number 2 will be able to finish the pass. Donor will get down in line and follow the H2O around for a couple of laps. Racing off of turn number 4 halfway. Let's set the field. Gordon shows the way. Donor runs 2nd. 3rd is Lance Raptoy. 4th is Curtis Seymour. 5th is Don Franklin. 6th is the 25 of Kevin Booten. Running in 7th is Rob Favreau. 8th is Jason McClatchy. Running in 9th, it's Josh Terry. 10th is Dave Drake in car number 3. 11th is Josh Terry in the 10. 12th is the 7 for Lonnie Rivers. 13th is Andrew Bordeaux. 14th is Jimmy Collins. 15th is the 2 for Metal Man. And running in 16th, and perhaps about to go a lap down, is the 51 of Freeman Sawyer. He will lose a lap in turns 3 and 4. Gordon pulling away now from the 86 as his lead is about 5 car lengths at the start-finish line. And before you know it, the 86 feeling a lot of heat from car number 11 and Lance Raptoy. Raptoy moves through on the inside, flying past the 86 as if he were standing still. Lance Raptoy goes to the 2nd spot. Let's see if he can chase down the H2O of Robert Gordon. He's got 10 laps to work with. And the lead that Gordon sets off of turn number 2, problems for Rick Donor. The 86 is headed back to the pits. Tough break for Rick Donor in car number 86, who had been running so well at the front. At the front, it's the H2O by 5. Lance Raptoy trying to chase him down. At the start-finish line, it may be about 4 car lengths now. Raptoy is slowly running him down. He's got about 8.5 laps to work with now. The H2O of Gordon, the 11 of Raptoy, clearly cutting into the lead in turns 3 and 4. The top 2 cars pulling away from 3rd place runner. That's Curtis Seymour Jr. in the 357. The battle on for 4th. Kevin Booten in car number 25 has moved to the inside of car 69 and Don Franklin. Racing for the 4th spot. The 25 had 4th off of turn number 2. But Franklin fighting back on the outside, trying to hang on to that 4th position. Gordon with the H2O has opened it back up to 5 car lengths. So it looked like the 11 was closing, but now the lead is back to where it was around lap number 15. 5 car lengths the advantage on the backstretch. Turns 3 and 4 is where Lance seems to close in, but Gordon gets a good run off of turn number 4, and that's where he seems to open it up. 1 and 2 is where Robert's car seems to be hooked a little bit better than the 11, and 3 and 4 is where the 11 seems to be doing a better job. In the backstretch, the lead is down again. It's about 4 car lengths, closing to 2, maybe even 3 in turns 3 and 4. Slower car in front of the leaders with 5 laps to go for Robert Gordon. The lead is now 3 car lengths. Lance Raptoy, second place point man, running in the second spot, trying to go back-to-back in the Versatile Trailer Sales Renegade division. Meanwhile, race leader Robert Gordon is looking for his 5th win of the year in 9 tries. He's been the point leader for much of the season, but with problems the last 2 weeks, he's fallen from 1st to 4th in the points. Kevin Boutin, who is the current point leader, trying to get into the show spot with car number 25, and he has that 3rd position. And now Curtis Seymour fighting back on the outside off of turn number 4. Lap 22 goes up on the board. Lance Raptoy continues to close. It's about 2 car lengths off of turn number 2, but has never really threatened that H2O car. Can't quite get to his back bumper to see if he can make something happen. Leader racing off of turn number 4. Popsicle sticks are out. 2 laps to go for Robert Gordon. Gordon looking for his 5th win of the year. The lead continues to be 2 car lengths off the second turn. Kevin Boutin has cleared the 357 of Curtis Seymour and is now pulling away as he runs in the 3rd spot. Here come the leaders off of turn number 4. White flag is out. 1 lap to go for Robert Gordon. Lance Raptoy is going to have to make something happen real quick now as they race off turn number 2. It's down to a car length, but Gordon with a smooth line off turn number 2 opens it back up to 1.5. Again, Raptoy tries to close in 3 and 4. The H2O works the middle line, comes to the top of the racetrack off turn number 4. Checkered flag is out. Robert Gordon, win number 5. Lance Raptoy is 2nd. 3rd to Kevin Boutin. 4th to Curtis Seymour. 5th to Don Franklin. 6th to Rob Favreau. 7th, Josh Terry. 8th will go to Jason McClatchy. And 9th, it's Dave Drake in the 3, followed by the 08 of Andrew Bordeaux and the 7 of Lonnie.
And the Renegades pulled off their feature tonight in 9 minutes and 25 seconds. Not too bad. Rob is on his way down to victory lane. The Rob and Rob show has been quite popular here at Airborne Speedway. I think he's talked to Robert Gordon.
All right, Rick, Robert Gordon quickly out of his car. Give a nice round of applause, everybody. That's win number 5 for the Milton, Vermont driver. He's been the point leader for much of the season, but Rob, it's been a couple of tough weeks for you. Tell us, first of all, about the problems that you've had with this race car over the last couple of weeks, and what have you had to do to get it back here to victory lane?
The week before last, our flywheel came apart, cracked the motor, broke the transmission. So we got it all back up and running with a brand new transmission, brand new everything. Came last week, and it was slipping junk right out of the crate. So we put the old one back in it, and it feels good to at least finish the race again.
I was watching you in the qualifier, and you were taking it as high in turns 1 and 2 as I've ever seen you take this car. What was it about that line tonight that seemed to work for you?
I was just trying it in the qualifier. I was out front pretty good, so I could use it to see where I wanted to go. Now there's quite a little bit of stuff up there. I hate to drive it real high and get in the stuff to get a flat tire, but car went good tonight. I'd like to thank my sponsors, Premier Paving, Advanced Energy, Milton Auto, H2O Well Drilling, Barcelona Insurance, my pit crew, Randy, Julie, Jim, Scott, Nancy. Renee's not here, but thank her too.
Congratulations on win number 5. Nice job.
The 23 car is being driven by Dustin Donor. Field picks it up as they come off turn 4. We are under green. Richner gets the jump, and they're going to go 3 wide to try to get by him going into turn number 1. Scramble on for the lead as they head up the backstretch. Richner on the outside, the 0-2 of Riel on the inside. Trouble on the backstretch. We've got 2 of them headed out toward the Jersey barrier. That's the 41 of LaFountain and the 0-3 of Speedy Brissett. Richner will start the field as they come off turn 4. They pick it up, And we are underway. Look out! Laverne sideways on the front stretch. The King hammers into him. Everybody else looks like they're able to get by. Perhaps some contact between the 4 and the 13, getting Laverne sideways on the front strip. All right, take 3, mini modified main event. 20 laps the distance. We'll try it again. Richner inside, Riel outside, down to the green. Much better start as Richner and Riel run side by side up the back stretch. Here comes Laverne thinking about a middle move. Josh Leclerc right there outside. Here comes Bradley on the inside. They're 3 wide as they come off turn 4 with Eric Riel leading lap number 1. The yellow flag is out. Back to the green. Laverne gets a good jump outside. Riel trying to stick right with him. Both those cars drift high and open up the door for Josh Leclerc, who says, I want the lead. Leclerc 7, Laverne 4. It's going to be Leclerc to stick and hose in front. Laverne in the 4 trying to come right back on the outside. Josh Leclerc leads lap 2 in the 7. Leclerc picked up his first career victory here in the mini modified division a couple of weeks ago, looking for number 2 tonight. Meanwhile, Laverne has multiple wins and is your points leader coming into this evening's main event. Good scramble on for positions 3, 4, and 5 as the 45 of Josh Laporte, the 02 of Eric Riel, the 47 of Eric Sales. Well, did the 4 jump out of gear again? 4 having problems on the backstretch. He's off in the bunker headed toward the Jersey barriers, and he's just going to park it and bring out a yellow flag. 3 laps complete, 17 laps remain. Keysville Napa Mini Modifieds coming off turn 4, going back to the green flag. A nice start for Josh Leclerc in the 7, and he's got a couple of car lengths by the time he gets into turn number 2. Up the back stretch, Leclerc is your leader. Second spot, that's a good 3-car battle between the 45 of Josh Laporte, Eric Riel, 02. Here comes some room on the inside for Eric Sales, 47. Sales is going to move through in the bottom of the racetrack and take that number 2 spot. Eric is looking for his 3rd victory of the season tonight. The 45 of Laporte runs in that number 3 spot. The 23 car, Justin Donor. He's run real well in that car since taking over the driving duties from Larry Archer. He's going to move into the number 4 spot. Riel is back to 5th. John Bradley is 6th. Speedy has worked himself up to the number 7 spot alongside Scott Richner, who runs 8th. 9th spot goes to the 43 of Malcolm Woodward. Chris Clark is 10th. Jason Seymour's 35 is 11th. Jim Varno is 12th. 13th on the outside is Rico Hernandez. And the Airborne fan car, the 84 of Brian Montroy, has got the best view. Laverne's 4 headed back out of the garage area, but he's going to be 3 laps down. Varno pulls the 07 back pit side. New leader up front. That's a car that won the track championship in this mini modified division in 2010 when it was driven by Captain Thunder Rick Donor. Eric Sales purchased it in the offseason. He's had great success so far. It would be win number 3 if he can hang on for another 12 laps. Josh Leclerc is right there, just a car length behind. And then it's 5 or 6 back to the 45 of Josh Laporte.
Chris Laverne came out, ran a lap, and went right back into the pits with a 4 car.
Problem still with that 4 car of Laverne. Points lead is certainly going to take a hit tonight. So 2 separate battles going on. 2 cars, first and second, the 47 and 7. And the 45 of Laporte, the 23 of Donor. Then it's another 2-car battle for the number 5 spot between the 02 of Riel and the 69 of Bradley. Mini modifieds are halfway. Speedy now running 7th in the 03, but he's about to face a challenge from the 77 of Chris Clark. The 03 drifted a little bit high coming off turn 2. That opens the door up on the inside. Speedy tries to shut the door, and as a result, goes around. Nice job by Speedy Brissett hanging on to it after contact with the 77 of Chris Clark. And out of that, Speedy's only going to fall 2 spots from 7th to 9th. And he may get 8th back quickly as he looks to the inside of Richner. Good separation in this mini-modified main event. The 47 of Sales, the 7 of Leclerc running comfortably in the 1st and 2nd spots. And then the best battle on the track right now is for the 3rd and 4th and 5th and 6th spots. Justin Doner's 23 has moved inside Josh Laporte to take 3rd spot away. Laporte back to 4th, and then the 69 of Bradley and the 02 of Riel run side by side for the number 5 spot. Both cars will be quickly coming upon the house car that's being driven by Brian Montroy tonight, the 84, the track-owned mini-modified. A complete lap number 14, this time by 6 laps to go for Eric Sales. This would be win number 3, and it would be back-to-back victories for the Saranac Lake driver if he can hang on for 5 more laps. He's actually opening up distance on the Josh Leclerc number 7, and it's quite a gap back to that 3rd spot, which is still being held by the 23 of Justin Doner. The 45 of Josh Laporte sticking right with him. And it's about a half a straightaway back to the battle for the 5th spot, where Bradley and Riel are still going at it. Chris Clark runs 7th in the 77. Speedy is 8th in the 03. 9th is the 21 of Scott Richner. And Malcolm Woodward rounds out your top 10 in the 43. This is probably, Rob, the most strung out we've seen this field of mini-modifieds all season long. Usually they run in bunches of 3 and 4, 5 and 6 car battles for a position, but they are well strung out tonight.
The guy who doesn't mind is Eric Sales. He wants to see that continue. No yellows, and he's going to cruise home to his 3rd win, back-to-back at that.
And he's at the point right now where he's not going to have to worry about lap traffic, because right now it's just 2 to go. 2 laps remaining for Eric Sales, and back-to-back wins here at the Big A. Josh Leclerc comfortably in that number 2 spot, with Justin Doner, Josh Laporte, and John Bradley rounding out the top 5. Leaders come off turn 4. White flag from Butch Hendry on display. 1 to go. Up the backstretch the final time. Sales will work his way around the Jason Seymour 35, as does Josh Leclerc. Checkered flag is in the air, and your winner going back-to-back. It's Eric Sales in the 47. Josh Leclerc 2nd, 3rd spot to Justin Doner in the 23, with the 45 of Josh Laporte and the 69 of John Bradley, rounding out your top 5. For Justin Doner, who brings the Larry Archer number 23 home in the number 3 spot. The Ernie's Discount Tools number 7 of Josh Leclerc finishes 2nd tonight. It was just a few weeks ago. Josh got his first career victory. It's great to see Josh back in the top 3 once again. And completing his parade lap, Saranac Lake's Eric Sales, and car number 47 grabs the win. Next up on the speedway, it will be intermission time.
Eric back-to-back with his number 47 car. A race that was really slowed in the early going, Eric, by a number of caution flags. Three basically starts to the race by the time we finally got some green flag laps underneath us. Let's go back to the qualifier. You had some problems in the qualifier. Tell us what you had to do after the mishap in your heat.
Just blew a tire, sliced it up pretty good, and the toe was knocked out of it. But other than that, it was everything was all right. Just racing for the same real estate.
So you made some quick repairs after the qualifier?
Yeah, just the tire and banged a few dents out.
And then one of the things that we noticed during the race is the field really got strung out. You worked your way to the front, maintained about a 5-car length advantage, And that was something that you didn't mind because in the lead, when you don't have to deal with a lot of lap traffic, no caution threats really, you were happy to see it to go green flag the rest of the way.
Yeah, definitely. This car is very consistent, and which is what wins the race, slow and steady.
Well, congratulations, Slow and Steady has won you 3. Nice job.
Thank you. Thanks to Mike and Steve, and thanks to my sponsors, Ben Lawrence Excavation and Trucking and Sales Construction. Thank you.
All right, that's Eric Sales, everybody. He's won 3.
Turn 3. Nerf bar, wheel to wheel, green flag. Right down into turn number 1 we go. Up to the point already. It's fast Danny Lane. Doritas drops back to second. Here comes Rocket Rob Summers, and we're 3 wide off of 2 in mid-pack. Down into turn 3. Samus shoots up in about 6th position. Off of turn number 4, leading the first lap, it's going to be Lane. Lane has the lead down into 1, followed by Summers, Doritas, Sights. A battle right now for 5th between Dugan and Locke. Locke takes over 5th. He's on a move already. The car looks good. Russ Wood on the bottom, moving up a little bit ahead of his compatriot, Chris Purley. Purley going to the outside. He said earlier that he's having trouble figuring out this racetrack. Look at the battle for the lead now. It's Lane and Summers out of turn number 4. Summers dives low. Does he have enough time? No. He has to tuck back in. He's going to set him up off of turn number 2. Side by side off of 2. Down the back chute they go. The red car of Summers shoots to the lead. And Lane drops to second. Doritas continues on in third. Look at Teddy Christopher on the move in the Silver Bullet 61. Dugan dropping back now. They had a tight race car. He struggled all day long. Samet now underneath the 37. The white 78 with the orange numbers. That's Mark Samet from London, Ontario, Canada. They go wheel to wheel down the front chute. And now Samet moves up into 5th position. Samet into 5th. He sets his sights on the 17 of Ben Sights. Sights out of Bourne, Massachusetts. Samet out of London, Ontario, Canada. Look at Mark Samet, look low. Wow, what a crossover move on the front chute. He's right there on the rear Nerf bar. Up front, it's all Rocket Rob Summers. Samet now underneath Sights. Samet moves to 4th. Back in the pack a little bit further. We're watching Teddy Christopher, 2008 Whelen Modified Tour champion. TC on the move to the front. Christopher started outside of row number 6 in 12th starting position. The fast cars start from the back in ISMO. We want to give you folks a great race here. And now TC underneath Russ Wood. Turn number 1. There it is. Teddy Christopher takes over the spot. Russ Wood drops back 1. Remember, Wood held on all race long and at the end came on strong to pass Justin Belfiore in the last corner of the last lap to take the win. Wood could be biding his time right now, saving the tires. Teddy Christopher is steamrolling through the field. TC has passed the 37 of Locke. He's moved up to 6th position. Teddy Christopher in the Clyde Booth Morello Racing Engines car is on a streak. Look at him now. The Silver Bullet shoots underneath the 17. Action at turn number 3 as the 61 takes over another spot to move to 5th. Rocket Rob Summers, a straightaway lead ahead of Danny Lane, who's doing a great job. Chris Doritas, the rookie as well, hangs on to 3rd, but Mark Samet has started to reel him in. Now Samet right up to the rear Nerf bar in turn number 1, looks high, does the crossover, coming out of 2, can't get the job done yet, but keep your eye on the battle for 3rd. Samet up high. Here comes TC now into the mix. We've got a battle for position on the racetrack in turn number 1. Doritas feeling his oats out there. Looks low underneath the 97. Wow, look at Samet and Christopher. Here comes Doritas. Action off of turn 4. Down the front chute. TC takes over the spot. He moves into 4th. Doritas is trying for 2nd, but TC wants to go further. Teddy Christopher on the outside of Doritas. Can he get by? Keep your eyes focused on the battle for 2nd right now, folks. Down the front chute they go. Doritas has the low side working good. Lane has a bit of a push. We've got action in turn number 3. Yellow on the speedway as Rich Reed goes around. And we 78. Here we go now, folks. Nose to tail. Green flag. And right away, TC goes to the inside of Doritas. Teddy Christopher takes over 3rd in short order. Christopher has moved up. Boy, Samet tried, but he got the door shut, and he has to hang on to 5th. Watch the 37 of Locke and the 29 of Wood as well. Timmy Jedrzak looking to make a move on the number 9 of Whitcomb. Back about 10th position. Jedrzak in the 32 goes underneath Whitcomb. He takes over the spot. Wood's going to work on the 37 of Locke. And now a battle for second. Teddy Christopher. Oh, we've got Russ Wood into the wall. Your 7-time and defending champion, Russ Wood. Timmons out of this one. Timmons, and it could be the 51 of Dugan as well. Russ Wood, ladies and gentlemen. The wheel sheared off of the car. The front end broke as well. Wood running in about 6th position when that happened. Here comes Rocket Rob. A little bit faster. Green flag flies, and we're hauling mail here at Airborne. Oh, and a scrub on the front stretch wall. I believe it was Timmy Jedrzak in the 32. Jedrzak in the 32. Look at the 78 of Samet. Samet now to the outside of Doritas. Tiptoe off at turn number 4. It tightens up a lot for the big Supermodifieds. Samet still on the outside. Christopher has now moved to second. Sets his sights on your leader, Rocket Rob Summers. Doritas and Samet continue side by side. Great racing there. Battle on for 4th place right now. And it's not over with yet. The rookie showing your defending high miler Supermodified Nationals champion. The fast way around the track is on the bottom right now, but Samet has figured out the top side, and now he moves into 4th. Teddy Christopher has reeled in your leader, Rocket Rob Summers. TC in the Silver Bullet 61 is right there. 3rd place continues to be the 97 of Lane. Let's see if he can hold off the 78 of Samet. Lap number 20 in the bag. Samet working lane low, and that made it look easy. Meanwhile, we got a pass for the lead up front. Teddy Christopher shoots underneath the 35 and takes over the spot on lap number 21. Christopher up front now. Samet trying to work his way up to the 35. He's got a long ways to go to get there, but he's already pulled away by about 4 car lengths over the 97. Doritas doing a great job right now in 5th. Your rookie driver now has to fend off the charge of the 37, Jeff Locke. Locke in the Shaman equipment number